Greetings, Goddess Body Mind Spirit community. This is Tyra Omilade. I am here to lead a mindfulness practice. We'll have a little bit of a chat, and then we will go into a mindfulness practice, and then maybe we'll talk a little bit after that. Also, my apologies for showing up late. Um, yeah, I want to just take a moment to, first of all, welcome you all. If you're here on the live stream, or if you're watching hashtag replay, I love it when I get the comments from those of you who watch the replay. Um, yeah, my niece is pregnant and having some issues, and it sort of has thrown me off because I was up talking to her late, and just, yeah, there's a lot that I've had to kind of shuffle this morning because of that. And so I apologize for being late. And what I want to take a moment to do is, hey, Tasha Lynn, greetings, Goddess. What I want to take a moment to do this morning is to acknowledge life is rough for a lot of people right now. Um, and if you have anything going on, if you have people in your life maybe that are struggling, I just want us to just bring all of the ones who we have concern about, all of the ones who um, we want so badly to affect change in their lives, but we have to honor the universe and whatever that person's contract is in their life or whatever's going on. But we do want to just put them all in this big loving pot of healing energy. And we dedicate our practice to those. Maybe you are that person who needs to be put in this big pot that we're putting people in. This pot is healing. It is loving. It is inspiring. It is healing in, body, mind, spirit, emotions. Um, and we will trust the universe. We will trust the power that lies within ourselves. If you are the person who, as we would say in the Black church, stand in the need of prayer, or if there's somebody who you are concerned about. So, for instance, I have people in my life like my niece who I'm concerned about. We are trusting the power of the universe within them to take care of them better than we ever could. It's one of the ultimate lessons of being in human form, though we are all powerful beings. It's one of the ultimate lessons, is the ability to surrender. And Venus is in Scorpio right now. So she's already bringing up this topic because Scorpio is the ultimate surrender. In order to become that phoenix rising, in order to become that, to die to the old, in order to be rebirthed to the new. So yeah, and the other thing is, we're in Libra season, which has to do with contracts, and so we don't know what all the contracts are, what everyone's contract is, and so we just have to trust that it will unfold. We can send energy and trust that it will unfold in the best way possible. And so we just add them all lovingly to this pot of love, this pot of care, this pot of concern and healing and trust and knowingness and certainty that the power of the universe is working in your lives now, forever, always. And so we want to use this time for contemplation. We want to use this time for allowing our minds to come into the present moment. As I deepen my own mindfulness practice, I'm realizing the importance of the now moment, and it gives us access to so much. I don't think that we realize how much we have fallen for the trappings of the world. Doesn't make us bad humans, but it's something that we want to begin to notice and begin to put in place. What is it that I'm going to do to take control over my own energy, to take control over my own mind, my own beingness? What will I do? And I offer to you contemplation. I offer to you mindfulness. Of course, I am all about the goddess. And so aligning myself with what is a goddess-centered lifestyle? What goddess am I working with today? I don't know about you, and I'm going to look at the comments in a moment, but right now my goddess that of course Yemaja is like always my primary goddess. Um yeah, like that's the most loving goddess ever. And all the goddesses are loving as I see it, just in different energetic forms. But right now, I am so into Nut, the goddess Nut out of the Egyptian or Kemetic pantheon. And what I keep telling myself is the sky is the limit. You know, the constellations, the deities, they were all birthed from Nut. So many of them were birthed from Yemalja. And so as we align ourselves with a particular goddess, I would encourage you to realize that you embody this energy of the goddess. And this is what leads, guides, and directs you in a world that wants you to be confused, that wants your mind to be racing, that wants you to not trust in yourself. You know, that is totally okay if we live a life where internally all we feel is hell. I encourage you today, my sisters and any brothers who are watching me, I encourage you today to make that choice to align yourself with some feminine energy. Maybe you align yourself with Venus or the moon or the river. I don't care how you perceive this feminine energy. Align yourself and take control of your life. I say good morning to everyone. Tashalyn, Ia Regina, Kiana, Ia Oshunfunke. Thank you, Ia. And Johnny, hello to all of you queens out there. Okay, so yes, thank y'all for holding my niece for me, with me. She is a part of our community. She, watches my videos and all that kind of good stuff. So thank y'all for being here this morning. So what I have been doing is, for me, understanding what's going on up here, controlling what's going on inside is what matters the most. Because when we begin to have the mastery over the inner landscape, that begins to dictate what we experience without. And so this book, The Secret of the Yoga Sutra, is one of my favorite books because it really helped me to see the importance of getting control of the mind. And, we hear the importance of meditation and mindfulness, but it hasn't been until I honestly began to take a deep research, deep dive study of the inner world. Like, how do we operate? Even though we're in human form, there is like this whole non-human form or non-physical part of ourselves that we don't get taught really how to control, how to live, how to master. And so that's one of the things that I love about this book. And I haven't even read the whole book because I always have to stop at a certain point and then go back to the beginning. Now, the last time I was live here with you all, I talked about the importance of understanding what's going on in the mind. So I want to just talk about that a little bit. And I want us to have a conversation. And the mindfulness practice will begin to help us to cultivate just what is going on in our minds. Okay, so I want to read this. It says, the mind's most distinctive attribute is its ability to know its own essence, its pure, pristine nature. And I love thinking about it in that way because that is what we are seeking. So many of us have been programmed to think, oh, something wrong with you, okay? But our true nature, our true identity, who and what we are luminous beings. We are light. You are light. You are pure, pristine energy in physical form. And the mind has the ability to know that. The mind is intrinsically as pure and luminous as pure consciousness, capital pure, capital consciousness itself. Its discerning power is limitless. It can flow inward or outward. Despite this innate capacity to rule the objective world and to explore and master the vast universe within, the mind suffers from lack of confidence in its own abilities. And I want y'all to think about how often you lack confidence in yourself. Like when I read that, I was like, dang, maybe it isn't that I lack confidence. What is it that makes me feel this way? Why is my mind not, um, operating from that place of truth, which is, I am a luminous being. I am pure consciousness. And this is what the author says. This is because in the course of our own personal evolution, the mind has become heavily influenced by the subtle impressions of our past deeds and experiences. Those deeds and experiences are contaminated by likes and dislikes. And Lord, think about social media and all these likes and dislikes. We didn't even have that, a lot of us, when we were growing up. And now we live in a world of likes and dislikes. We're constantly hitting the like button or the dislike button. But it's just a natural part of being human. It's been a part of, the human nature from time memorial. Um, Our mind carries feelings of anger and hatred, jealousy, greed, love, lust, pity, compassion, and cruelty. Every deed and every experience, traces of doubt, fear, regret, guilt, and these feelings accompany every segment of our memory. And one of the things that I talk about quite a bit in the inner circle, but maybe here on my public channel, is that we're either in memory or we're in inspiration. Okay. We really can make spirituality very, very simple. And this is how I have begun to start taking control and mastering myself. Is I'm just keeping it real simple. When I catch myself in a memory, I just tell myself, okay, do you want to be in that memory in the past? And sometimes we're like having memories of the future, but it's not something that has happened, but we're thinking into the future, which is some type of a memory, because we have access. We're multidimensional beings. We have access to the future. And so we're either living in memory or we're living in inspiration. And this is what this author, or what the sutra, I should say, is all about. Is we want to get past all these impressions that just get laid upon us. We think about the mind and how it's trainable, and all of the mental grooves that have all kinds of stuff up there. And we just keep piling it on, piling it on. That's why I brought my friend on last week to say, hey, y'all, maybe you should use Mercury retrograde to take a little bit of a break from social media. Okay. Because, we are influencing ourselves. We are programming ourselves every time we turn on and we scroll. I don't think we'll ever get away from social media, but what we can do is renegotiate our relationship with social media. We can renegotiate, what am I listening to day in and day out? And like, okay, what is it planting? What kind of seeds and impressions, subtle impressions? Because a lot of times we'll say, oh, I don't want to think about that bad thing. But we have to remember, everything we see, experience, read, whatever, it is energy and it leaves a subtle impression. Okay. And so one of the things that he says is, because of all of what's going on, and if we are not taking that time to cultivate our minds and to work to get it back to its ability to connect with our pure consciousness, because see, that's two different things, our mind and our essence, two different things. And what we want to do is to create that connection. This is one of the reasons why in the Ifa tradition, we bless our head, is because we want to stay in constant communication in a conscious manner with our Ori. And what it says is because of all of this stuff that comes in, we just letting it all come in, the mind has almost forgotten how to be still. And it's forgotten how to be aware of its thoughts and its actions. These incessant mental activities further reinforce the subtle impressions. The wheel of subtle impressions and mental operations gain an ever increasing momentum, and the mind becomes deeply entangled. Maybe your problem is not what it looks like. Maybe it's just, hey, we need to get up there and clear out some mental clutter. Maybe we need to clear away all of these subtle, energetic impressions that are implanted daily in our minds. Do you want to take back your power? Then totally and completely control what is coming in and make sure that you begin to train your mind. I struggle with the fact that I make long videos, and a lot of times people say, I just don't have the mental capacity to watch a video beyond however many minutes. And that is honestly just people have just been trained in social media world to not be able to watch longer videos or to sit down and read long periods of time. You just sit and you read and read and read. And what that begins to do, though, is it trains the mind to have Roman tendencies even more than what we typically would have without without being an information age. And we trust and believe we are in the age of Aquarius. We may not be fully there, but essentially we're in information age. We're in an air time. We've moved from Earth into air. All the excitement about Saturn meeting Jupiter and Aquarius. Welcome to the age of Aquarius. Welcome to the age where the mind matters more than we even realize. And with it being so techy and all about information, air is mental. It would behoove all of us. It would behoove all of us to say, you know what, setting up a daily practice. Every day I will sit and I will come present in this moment. But another way to do this is to tell yourself, I will sit and I will take classes that are at least an hour long. I will not get up and do anything. I will not be multitasking, nothing. Multitasking, I think, also is another way. Like, how many of us have been trained? You are all that when you can multitask. Now, if you're a Gemini, you might be a little bit of a natural multitasker. And I'm not asking Geminis to go against their nature, but even Geminis have to take that time. All of us have to take that time where we'll sit down and allow our minds to just be calm over a longer period of time, checked out from the world. And what begins to happen is when the mind starts going into that racing moment, then you begin to feel like this doesn't feel comfortable. So that's what I'm beginning to notice with my mindfulness practice is the more my mind starts going to racing, I'm like, no, this is not normal. And the calm that being mindful and stepping into meditation and taking that time to read the book and to think, or maybe to journal, where you sit down and you write in depth about maybe a feeling or an experience, or you write about your dreams and your hopes, your desires, and your wishes. It sounds so Pollyanna to a certain degree, but that's just the trick of the world. The trick of the world wants you to not dream and believe in yourself. It wants you to have that mind racing, 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 so that you lack confidence. Maybe you don't lack confidence. Maybe you just need to realize, oh, you know what? I just need my mind to slow down so that it can connect with the luminous part of myself. So that's what I want to offer to you all. Good morning. Good morning. Before we get started with our mindfulness practice, which today I have gone into stress relief with breathing. That's what I chose for us. I hope this music is not going to be too loud. I'm going to turn it on. Tell me if it's too loud. If somebody would let me know. Inhaling and exhaling. If you would, go on ahead and put yourself in a comfortable seated position. Maybe you're lying down. You can sit on the floor. You can sit on a chair. And when you're ready, you can let your gaze drop down to the floor. Close your eyes. I'm going to assume the music is okay. If somebody would let me know how's the music. And let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. Inhale. And a long, slow, deep breath out. Take a deep breath in. Inhale, big breath. Thank you, Tasha Lynn. And a long, slow, deep breath out. Just let your shoulders relax. If you can, open your mouth just a little bit. Let your teeth part and relax your tongue. Allowing yourself to come into this present moment. Knowing that it's safe to do so. Knowing that it's okay to slow down, to get quiet. That all the racing in your mind is just simply taking that time to slow it down and to begin to shift all those racing thoughts. That there's no problem. It's okay if your mind is racing. It's no judgment as we come into our practice. We always at the foundation and base of the practice, offer ourselves loving kindness, compassion. We are non-judgmental toward ourselves especially. And we can just be curious about what's going on. To even drop the need to feel that you have to be a particular way to be a master at mindfulness or meditation would be highly beneficial because there's only your way of doing this. Knowing that you deserve a getaway, even if it's right there at your desk or right there in your home, you deserve this getaway. Alrighty, bringing yourself into the now moment, taking note of all the sensations that you feel in your body. It's all about being present. Feeling all the sensations in your feet, in your legs. Noting what's there. Have you been able to take that time to slow down and take note of, is there an ache or a pain that perhaps needs your attention? Or are you noticing that, wow, you feel really good because maybe you've been doing your stretches, your yoga? And bringing your attention and your awareness into your thighs and your pelvic area. Noticing your lower back. Taking a deep breath in, inhale, exhale, just relaxing down even more. Letting your body go as loose as you possibly can, just giving it a moment to just take a break, even though this morning a lot of us have just awakened. So many of us awakened feeling tight and tense and stressed about the day and our to-do list. But oh, we can just take this moment to just be in this moment with ourselves, with our body, this amazing, amazing machine that is giving us the opportunity of a lifetime, the ride of a lifetime to be in the space-time continuum. Bringing your awareness all in, on up into your torso, your belly. Let that belly just hang. If you're like me, you got a little bit of a belly. Don't judge it. Let it hang. Be proud. And even if you want to, just rub it and just be like, oh, wow. Thank you for holding my gut, my intuition, my knowingness. Thank you for holding my second brain and anything else you can think that this belly, whether it's tight and sexy and flat or um, sensual and round and curvy, doesn't matter. What has it done for you? Giving thanks. Bringing your awareness all up into your chest. The majority of us here are women, into our breast. Even if you're missing breasts, you had them at one point. Bringing them all up into the middle part of the back, up to our neck, and just taking in our heart center, these beautiful breasts that we've been given as women to nurture life. Doesn't matter if you gave birth or not, you got them. We give thanks. You've nurtured life. All of us have nurtured life in one form or another. We give thanks. Take a deep breath in and exhale and just release and let it go, and letting the arms hang loose. We give thanks for our arms and our hands, our shoulders, our neck. Bringing your awareness just all into the neck and the head. The back of the neck, I think, is a very important place for us to focus on, as well as our shoulders. So many of us hold tension there, as well as in our heart space. So we're just bringing awareness to it all right now. And just relaxing. Yes, beautiful. Okay, so what I want you to do is now, as you sit there, bring your awareness to your breath. This is one of our power tools of centering, of healing, of bringing ourselves to a place where we can slow our mind down and access the resources that are always available to us. But we don't oftentimes spend much time thinking about our breath or focusing on our breath. So just take a few moments to focus on your breath and what is it like? What was it like before you began focusing on it? How is it changing? Paying a close attention to how your lungs expand and contract with your breath. Noticing how your belly also expands and contracts easily as you breathe. And just allow your breath to relax you. In and out. Expand and contract. Refresh and relax. Inhale and exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold it for 5 seconds. Exhale and relax. Take another deep breath. Take it as deep as you can. Hold it, count for 5. And as you exhale, just imagine blowing out all your stress. Let's take a third deep breath. Hold it. And blow out all the stress you've been holding on to, saying to yourself, relax now. This is your new solution to stress. Let's do it again one more time. Inhale. Exhale. And just say, oh, relax. When your mind tells you, this is silly, just say, stop it. And prove to yourself how much your breath helps you. Inhale. Exhale, blow out all that stress. You can continue inhaling and holding and exhaling the stress out. And just remember that whenever you feel burdened in the future, 3 breaths. Inhale, hold for 5. And as you exhale, just tell yourself, relax now. Remember, you are at first cause. You are absolutely in control of you. It's the ultimate control. And from now on, you can choose to be relaxed. You can choose to be calm. You choose to be in control of all you do because your health is very important to you. Showing up in life, feeling good is your birthright. Yes, we are going to experience those times where we don't feel well. If you're like me, feeling stressed about family members and lacking control to change anything, these things are going to happen, but we can still take our 3 deep breaths and trust the universe, trust the natural process. Stress is not helpful to our health, and it doesn't put us in a place of being resourced and open to the guidance of spirit. And so we can just inhale, hold, exhale, and just say to ourselves, relax now. I want you to remember it's natural for you to be healthy and to be happy. That's our birthright, which means it's unnatural to have sickness and misery. And we don't judge the sickness because I know it's a lot of us that are dealing with something. But we do have to begin to tell ourselves, yeah, I can choose a different way that leads me to health and happiness. I can do that, to abundance of all things good. I can make that choice. I don't have to be burdened in this way. And I want you just to share a little bit from a meditation that I have. And just hear yourself saying to yourself, each day in every way, I get better and better. Breathe in and breathe out. In order to make change, I challenge myself, expand. contract. Change is not all the time comfortable, and it is, in fact, inconvenient. So I feel comfortable with change. I'm comfortable with being uncomfortable because I know it has taken me to a more expanded place. Inhale, exhale. Each day, just remember to say this to yourself. Each day and in every way, I get better and better. Breathing in and exhaling. Affirm, whenever I am presented, with feelings of stress, I know my breath is there to soothe me and guide me into relaxation. Inhale, exhale, and affirm every single day. I become more aware of all the good things going on in my community and in the world around me. In and out. We have to make this choice, sisters. Okay, affirm. When I feel that darkness is surrounding me, I know that the way to see light is to take 3 deep breaths, relaxing my mind and body by doing so. Inhale and exhale. Affirm, in order to make great change, I challenge my thoughts. Refresh and rejuvenate. Last one. From now on, I challenge every single negative and unproductive thought as they arise. Good. Now, from this point on, whenever you find yourself having negative and unproductive thoughts, you immediately say to yourself the word stop. I'm going to repeat this again so that we are going to get perfectly clear with ourselves. Whenever you find yourself having negative and unproductive thoughts, you immediately say to yourself the word stop. And the very moment you say the word stop, you'll find that negative thoughts that you were having simply disappear. I do want to say to you all that it's important for us to understand that we have to command what we want our mind to do and how we want our subconscious to work. And it loves clear commands. So using that word stop, it will begin to associate stop with negative thoughts. And of course, we have to do our breath work. We have to take that time to slow our minds down and train it to be different. But every time we tell our mind or these thoughts to stop, This gives you an opportunity to start a new positive thought process. It's just how it works, sisters. Okay. Hear yourself say this. When I have a negative thought, I acknowledge that I feel this way, and then I release it. When another negative thought arises, I catch it quickly and I say with confidence, I acknowledge that part of me feels this way, but this thought does not help me right now. And you can literally have this conversation with yourself. Is this thought really helping me? Is this the most empowering thought I can think in this moment? And then you can make a different choice. There are no have tos with thoughts. You choose. And I know you're going to begin to choose a more positive way of thinking. You're going to cultivate this part of yourself. Just know you're doing very powerful work by practicing this kind of meditation, this kind of work in your life. And I encourage you to commit to this practice for the next, well, how about all of Mercury retrograde? So until October 18th to the end of Mercury retrograde, practice 3 deep breaths and telling, when you notice the negative thought patterns, telling it to stop. And choosing more empowering thoughts, more positive thoughts, and at the very least, go neutral. Neutrality over negativity. This is the way you change your life for the better, dear sister goddesses. I think the music stopped. All righty. Hello, everybody. I hope that this has been helpful and beneficial. I appreciate you all. I decided I wanted to do this on Wednesday, not knowing how much I was going to actually need this. But I would love to hear any takeaways, if you have any, in the comments. And yeah, to let me know, what are your thoughts about what we've practiced today, what we've talked about today? And how can you move forward with this? That is the main thing. What is your game plan as you move forward with this practice? Or as you go about being more mindful of what's going on in your mind on a day, moment by moment basis, honestly, is what I would encourage you to get yourself to. Okay. So again, let's just remember one of our primary takeaways from the Yoga Sutra book is that we have a pure, pristine nature. We are luminous beings. We are pure consciousness. And that this is what we are seeking to have our mind most aligned with. So thank y'all so much for being here this morning. I appreciate you. I will let you all go. And yeah, I'll be coming on live pretty soon. Again, maybe talking about an astrology chart. I haven't looked at Tupac yet. I know I had some people ask about Tupac, as well as I want to look at Muhammad Ali's chart. Yes, reclaiming the breath. decolonizes the present moment for conscious action. Ashe, I love that, priestess. Thank you. The reminder to be in the now was helpful. Thank you, Ia. I appreciate that too. All right. Thank y'all so much. I'm wishing you a beautiful, peaceful, happy, resourced, intuitive, miraculous day. And I will see you all soon. All right. Take care. Have a wonderful day. Okay. Ali is coming. Ali is coming. I've been watching a documentary on him, and I'm like, wow, I need to look at his chart. So we'll look at Ali. All right. Y'all take care. Peace and love. Gratitude. Thank you, Queen Tashalyn. Love you, Priestess Ellen. Love you. I appreciate y'all. Mwah. Peace.